So I thought I'd do another little video, just because, showing you around the Imperial Knight that I have completed, and probably put on the page like about a bazillion times. So if you're sick of it, you know, I understand totally. Try not to leave too much abuse on the feedback though. So this is pretty much the view that most people have had of it so far, so I thought I'd just show you around it. This is that custom decal that I made. I printed it off with some printable, well, decal paper basically, and what I had to do then is to spray it a couple of times with this gear, Keen Crystal Clear, which is a, well, it doesn't say it there, but it's a silicon sealant spray. So you spray the decal a couple of times with that, and then cut it out and obviously stick it on. What I then did with all of the decals actually around the place on the model is to coat that with a gloss varnish first of all once it had dried, and then again with a matte varnish, and that's kind of come out with a fairly nice effect. All the decals have been applied with microsol as well, which kind of melts the transfer or decal onto the paintwork, so it looks a damn sight more like it's been painted on rather than just a decal which has been stuck on. Just to give you a kind of close-up-y view of the gun there with some decals saying please fire this way, which seems fairly obvious. The effect there on the I can't even remember what the name of the gun is. That's how often I play. But this gun here, again, is kind of like an extension of what I was doing with the flames, and you kind of start with the sort of deeper oranges and then move your way up to, I've actually gone right up to little spots of skull white with that, so that obviously it looks as if it's glowing within this part here. I don't know if you can see into the barrel as well. It kind of looks as if it's charging up ready to shoot. Again, you can see some of the decals there. Little close up of the house terrain decals as well, which are kind of dotted all over the shop. Have you see if we can get an in focus inside those eyes. They look quite cool, I kind of think. I left the sort of helmet sort of more shiny, as if it's been proudly polished up. No jokes, please. Yeah, I drilled the barrel. Yet again, that's gone wonky. So somebody's going to have to do me a tute on how to drill barrels properly, because I'm absolutely caca-gibbon at that. There's a little banner which says the name of the night, which is, that's it, Boudicca Rises. There you go. And that was painstakingly printed out and cut and all the rest of it to go on the model. It was very fiddly. Moving on to this, I can't even get the camera straight. Moving on to this side. Oh yeah, I was kind of a bit annoyed. I haven't really finished this little porthole part which goes into the pilot's seat. So it's kind of, I wanted to do it like it's sort of like misted red glass, but it's not really turned out that way, and I haven't really done any reflection points. So I need to do that. All the rivets, you've got to do the rivets, obviously. The decal there, I think that looks quite cool. You'll notice on the back of the model, when underneath, that I actually painted this as I was going, as I was assembling it. So I've managed to get a lot of the metal work in two tones. Oh, focus, you foolish article. Look, anyway, you kind of get the idea. See if I can just move it there and it might focus a bit better. No, oh, there we go. So you can kind of get the impression that there's lots of different tones there. I actually found, funnily enough, the Games Workshop tutorial on painting the metal quite useful, because I did 2 washes of Nuln Oil, which usually I'd have only done 1, but using 2 really kind of gave the metal a better tone. There's the chainsaw thingy. You can see that's in two-tone metals as well. Haven't actually managed to put anything on that nameplate yet, so if anyone's got any ideas what this huge chainsaw thing could be called, then that'd be good. I might do a decal for that. The basing is stuff I've used from a company called Basecraft. I think it's like their Autumn Scatter or some such, but I used it on the rest of my salamanders as well, and it's got these tiny little coloured autumn leaves which just really contrast nicely against the rest of the model and kind of tie it in with a salamander's fiery feel to it, so I kind of quite like that. I seem to have knocked a purity seal off, which is a bit annoying, and I kind of would like to change that little red blob, this part here. It doesn't seem to go, but anyway, there she is. Boudicca rises. Just give you a quick shufty round back there, and I think that probably is going to be the last time I show this model off in any way, shape or form before it actually gets some kind of battle in around about 2020. Hope you enjoyed that. Catch you later.